Every card collector has their own niche or segment of the hobby that they really enjoy. For me, I personally love autographs, more specifically in-person autographs. But a close number two for me has always been game used and relic cards. I love bat, jersey, helmet, cleat, base cards, name it. Whatever it is, I love game used cards. It's just something that makes you feel extremely close to the game, and it's one of the cooler aspects of this hobby that I think is really underappreciated. There's a great account that I follow on Instagram called Ephus Pitch. He posts a lot of great content, and he collects a lot of stuff from a collector's point of view and just from a really logical point of view, which I really appreciate, because a lot of stuff in the hobby doesn't make sense as to why we're buying certain things for profit versus buying cooler things that are even cheaper. And something that's really cool that I think he's doing is a new series called Deep Cuts Baseball. If you look on Instagram, hashtag Deep Cuts Baseball, you'll see all of his posts and a bunch of people that have started following that trend and sharing really cool game used jersey cards. He's specifically going on the baseball side of things, but that got me thinking, what are my favorite game used and relic cards in my entire collection? And that's why in this video today, I really want to share some of my favorites. I got my top 10 favorite relic cards. Everything that you're going to see today is game used, and I'm ready to get into it. So let's take a look. So I could probably make this list about 100 cards long, but for the sake of today's video, we're just going my top 10 with 2 honorable mentions that I thought were too cool to not show. So let's start it off with these. I'm going to show every card, talk a little bit about it, and just kind of show why these cards are so cool to me. So I'm going to pop this first one out of the team bag here. But starting off, our first honorable mention is this Absolute Basketball Pass the Torch. And this is a very cheap card. I think I paid less than $4 for this card, but it's so cool because it has a game used basketball in it. It's got the S from the Spalding or the G from the Spalding right there, and it shows true use from an NBA game. And if you look on the back, what every single true collector loves to see, the enclosed game-worn / used material is guaranteed by Panini. So this one right here was used in an official NBA game. I don't know if this CD was even touched by KAT. This could have been used in a completely different game, but I really think it's really cool how Panini added this in. And Panini has not been the best with game used stuff throughout the years. As of right now, they don't use pretty much any jerseys in 90% of their products. It's just jerseys they're pulling off the rack, and it's not my favorite, but this is cool, and I love that card. I just thought that card had to get a little shout out in this video as an honorable mention. And then number 2, this is the only card in this video, I think it's the only card at least, that is not game used, but this just needed to get a shout out because these are so cool. How about an NBA National Treasures Logoman? This right here is of one of my PC players, Justin Patton. This is his rookie National Treasures Logoman, numbered out of 5. And while this is just like player worn, which means he like wore it in a photo shoot or he put it on for a second, I just thought this one had to get a quick little shout out and just show it off in the video just a little bit because it's such a cool patch. Now, let's get into the real stuff. We're gonna go from 10 to 1, talk about every card. Here we go. Card number 1, or card number 10, I should say. How about an immaculate Alex Kirilloff patch? And this patch is very cool for a couple reasons. First is this is the Minnesota Twins 60th anniversary patch, and while they wore it in the shortened COVID season, it's a really cool patch, and it features the Stone Arch Bridge right there. And for me personally, that's a really cool patch because I live about 5 minutes away from the Stone Arch Bridge in Minneapolis, and I walk on it a ton during the summer and the spring. So I thought that was really cool. And when I saw that at a card show, I overpaid for it. It was just a card that I had to have because the patch is just way too cool. And honestly, if I was to ever sell this card, I think I would get a premium because of this type of patch. Moving on to number 9. We'll pop this out of the team bag here. Brian Dozier, this is on Topps Fire. I picked this up for $20 back in the day, maybe like 2 years ago. It just goes to show you don't need to spend a lot of money to get amazing patches in cards that are way more visually appealing than like an autograph card that may have a sticker on it. Like, why are we paying $20 for a Lenny Wilkes Panini autograph sticker card when we could get this Brian Dozier, which yes, it's a sticker autograph, but it also has a piece of a game-worn laundry tag right there. So right there has the cool base majestic laundry tag. Really cool card. Like I said, paid $20 for this one, and this was a really nice patch for my collection. So that will be number 9 on our list. And as we move down, we have our first basketball card in this list. This one right here is truly a deep cut. Get straight to the meaning of that hashtag and that movement. This is a very chunky patch. You can, maybe I can just get it on the side here, but you can see how thick it is. You have thread coming out of the card from the patch, part of the Timberwolves head patch right there. Karl-Anthony Towns from Noir. This is the jumbo materials. And if you collect relic cards like me, Noir is one of your best friends. They make some of the coolest looking patches and even some of the coolest like one color swatches. The one color jersey cards are really cool. The jumbo ones of these that are out of 99 are always really nice, but this is just a super aesthetically pleasing card, and it's of my favorite NBA player of all time, so you really can't beat it right there. That is number 8 on the list. As we move down, this is actually the only other one that is not going to be game used, but I love the idea of it so much. I wish it was game used, but it's going to still get a spot. Look at how thick that card is to start. From Definitive, this is not a cheap product at all, and this is the Mike Trout at the plate, or protectors at the plate. So as the title states, this is numbered at 25, and it features a piece of the Velcro from a batting glove. And Mike Trout did wear this. It is player worn, but it is not game used, unfortunately. So that's a bit of a bummer. Really cool card though, and one that I want to get signed someday. And that's another thing that I think is so interesting about this is you can take a patch card as it is, and they are already very unique, and every patch card is different because every patch is different. Every cut of the patch is going to be different. But if you're like me and you like to make your cards just a little more unique, you can get them signed in person, and you'll see that in just a couple cards, what I'm talking about, as a way to make it even more unique. But for now, this Mike Trout card is really cool, and I believe that that is number 7 on the list. So we have that right there. All right, we're on to number 6, and this is our first bat barrel right here. I love game used bat relics. I love just the little slivers. I think that they're so cool. It's such a cool way to connect with the players, to be able to have a card that is a piece of a bat that they used in a game. But this one goes above and beyond. This is from Tier 1. It's a 1-of-1 game used bat barrel of none other than Torii Hunter. And this one I picked up at a card show recently, maybe like end of 2024 I want to say, and I paid $250 for this card. Maybe I overpaid, maybe I didn't, but at the end of the day, it's a card that I love in my collection, so there's really, money's not a factor when it's a card you love. So this has the bat barrel. It has the trademark of the bat right here, his Louisville Slugger bat, and it's so unique. It's still sticky. It has the pine tar still on it, and they make these of a lot of players every year. I've always wanted to own a bat barrel or a bat knob card, so right here, this bat barrel, super cool, Torii Hunter, and it is game used, which is even cooler. As you see on the front right here, it says game used memorabilia. So that will come in at number 6. Moving on to number 5, like I talked about a couple cards ago, you can get autographs on these cards, aftermarket autographs, and it makes them even more unique and just gives them a little bit more of a personal touch. So let's get into it right here with the first true game used Logoman on this list. How about a Scott Baker from 2008 Upper Deck Stadium, I believe this is called, Upper Deck Ballpark Collection actually. So this is a game used Logoman, probably from either the back of his jersey there or on the in between the belt loops on the back of the pants, there's that same Logoman. So it's one of those two, but this is game used, 1-of-1. And what's so unique about this card is, yes, it's already a game used 1-of-1, but what I added to it makes it even more unique. I reached out to Scott Baker. I said, I'm a big fan, grew up going to Twins games watching you pitch. I was at the game where he almost threw a perfect game against the Royals in 2007, and he thought that was really cool. Reached back out to me and said, hey, send it out my way, I'll sign it for you and send it back. So I was able to get this one signed, and it's just so cool. Game used from the peak of baseball collecting, in my opinion, as when I was a kid. That mid-2000s Upper Deck, when they had all those different products, they had UD Black, they had UD Ultimate Collection. Now, those are some of the best cards with the UD Ultimate Collection, but really cool right there. And this is not the last game used Logoman you're going to see on this list. Moving on to number 4. All right, moving on to number 4, I believe. Right here is a Justin Patton booklet from Opulence. This is numbered 4/4 with an on-card autograph and an amazing patch. This is something I think that Fanatics is missing out on in the current market. They could be doing these of every player and even cutting these patches up into like 10 different patches, but why are we not using sponsor patches? It's a really cool addition to NBA jerseys in the past a little less than a decade here, adding sponsors to all the jerseys, and I think it'd be so cool if they featured this more. So this one right here features the Timberwolves' first sponsor that they ever had on their jersey, Fitbit. It has the entire patch, which I think is really, really cool, and it's a great card, perfect display piece, and yeah, it's of a no-name player, but it's my PC player, which makes it even cooler to me. So as we get done with this, I want to just take a brief moment to talk about why none of these are slabbed. And for me, when you have a cool game used item, I think it's so dumb to get it slabbed. The whole point of it is being able to touch the bat, touch the jersey, touch the relic piece, whatever it is. And I just think slabbing it takes away a whole nother level to that experience of owning that card, and owning the card it's just tough. So, all right, number 3. This is the other bat card on the list. This is a game used bat knob from, I don't remember. I think this is from 5 Star, I want to say. What was this from? I actually have the slab. I cracked it from a slab. So this is from 2023 Topps Sterling. This is the Carlos Correa 1/1 bat knob. And this one I bought as a PSA 9, and I did the unthinkable in today's market. I cracked it out, and I got it signed. I thought that this card would have looked so much better with an autograph, so I cracked it out, got it signed at Twins Fest right here, and it turned out absolutely perfect. This is probably one of my favorite 10 cards in my entire collection, and if I had to pick like 5 to 10 cards to die with, this is going to be one of them. 1/1, game used. The bat knob is so cool. I just have this weird fascination with the bat knob. Like, it's just such a important part of the bat, and it's really kind of customized to the player. I know a lot of these bat knobs can be customized, so this one's not as customized. It has the number 4 for Carlos Correa right there, but still a really unique card, and one that will forever be in my collection. I don't think that there's any amount of money that I would sell this for. And now we're on to the top 2. At number 2 is a very special patch card, and this has a little story behind it. So, 2015, Timberwolves coach Flip Saunders passes away weeks before the season starts, and the Timberwolves throughout that season wore patches to commemorate him. They wore Flip patches, and ever since that day, I've wanted to own this. They made immaculate patches in 2016 that had the full patch for those players, but I was never able to get one. With this one, I was able to track one down, and it's such a unique card. It's got the bottom left half of the Flip patch, and for me, this is an all-time grail card as a Minnesota Timberwolves fan who was a massive fan in that era of the Flip Saunders resurgence when he drafted Andrew Wiggins, Karl Anthony Towns, and Zach LaVine, and he was trying to flip the script on Wolves basketball as they were one of the worst teams in the NBA at that point. But what's so cool about this is it's numbered out of 22, which is Andrew Wiggins' jersey number, first of all. But the other thing is, these patches were not all like this. You could have got a number 22 one that just had a small chunk of a patch. So that's something that's so unique to me about patch cards and relic cards in general, is you could get a high number card that has the most amazing patch, and that exact same card, a different serial number on the left side of it, could be completely different. So it really makes it as much of a hunt for these cards than anything. So there you have it right there. Card number 2 on the list, Andrew Wiggins Flip Saunders patch from when he passed away. Well, this is one that I don't know if it will always be in my collection. I'd like to upgrade this to a better Flip patch. So if there does come an opportunity to buy one, I'd probably upgrade this. But for now, that's going to be number 2. And for number 1, let me just pop this out of the team bag before we throw it on camera. This is probably no shock to anybody who has watched any of my videos before. But at number 1, we'll go from the top down. There it is. Another Logoman. This is game used of MLB Hall of Famer and first ballot inductee, Joe Mauer. And you might notice that it's signed on the left. This card is another one of those ones that I bought and was already an amazing card. It was a 1/1 game used Logoman. I bought this 2 weeks before Joe got into the Hall of Fame. So I bought this when he was not a Hall of Famer, but still really such an amazing card. And I made it even more unique by getting it signed by Joe himself. And it's even cooler of a collectible in my opinion now, because I have the video of Joe signing this to go along with it. And for me, this is just, there's nothing that can top this. You get the game used card with an amazing patch on it, and then I add an in-person autograph. It's my 2 favorite things in the sports card world, and combining them into one. So these are truly some of my favorites. And if you guys enjoyed this video, I hope you guys will leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing, really helps me. But if not, I appreciate everybody for watching, and we will talk to you in the next video.